Hey y'all. Today I wanted to talk to y'all about my blogging style, I guess, and how I like to keep things real and talk about real life things. I recently had someone email me and ask me how I find that balance, how I decide what I put on my blog and what I don't, because I am very honest, I think, about the things that I share. From what I can tell, there are two different types of blogs. There are bloggers who paint this picture perfect life that they have, and then there's bloggers who talk about the real stuff, and that includes good and bad times. So I would definitely say that I fall into the second category, I hope. But still, that begs the question, how do you decide what you blog about and what you don't? What is too personal and what makes the cut, I guess? So I thought I would share my little checklist, I guess, of things that I don't talk about. The first thing that I do not put on the blog is I keep our sex life private, obviously. That is between me and my husband, and nobody gets a play-by-play of what we do with that aspect of our lives. I might make a joke here and there, but it's nothing that I don't say in real life. I think that's a pretty good rule to follow. You don't blog about things that you wouldn't say to your friends, and I have a somewhat inappropriate sense of humor from time to time, so whenever I do make jokes like that, they're not out of character for me, but I don't go into the specifics. Other than that, what is too personal and what makes the cut? I am very careful to hear my dogs. I'm very careful that my blog doesn't turn into a husband bashing thing. I don't want that to happen. That's not the point. That's not why I started blogging. I started blogging because I wanted to remember everything. I wanted to be able to look back years down the road and read stories about our first couple of years together. I wanted to remember what it was like to be a brand new bride, and I wanted to document that transition from a single girl to a married woman and what that means for me. I did not start blogging to have a place to vent about my husband, so that's not what I use my blog for. I do blog about our fights because we have them, and my life is not picture perfect. But I just think the balance for me is, for every flaw I discuss that my husband has, I equally have my own set of flaws. For everything he does wrong in an argument, I usually do something wrong too. So I try to discuss both sides of that. Even though he doesn't blog, and I've asked him to, and he won't come on here for y'all, but I try to give his side of the story as much as I can. What else? I also don't like to talk about other people for a couple of reasons. I don't think that everyone in my life wants to know my true opinion of them on different, how do I say it? There are people in my life that I love but I don't always like, and they probably don't want to read about that on my blog. So I don't do that. I don't like to talk about people that would, I don't like to say things that, I don't know what I'm saying. If I were saying something about a friend of mine that was negative, she's not here to defend herself, so I don't think that's fair. And also, this blog is about my marriage. It's about my new wife life. So even though friendships and other relationships that we have with family members and other people, coworkers, etc., those do play a part in my life, but it's not playing a part in my marriage. So I try to only talk about those relationships, the relationships that do directly affect my marriage. and I try not to bash anyone, I guess, or if I have to, I try to do it in a way to where I'm giving my side and their side, I guess, to the best of my ability. I try to represent us both. Even if I disagree with their side, I still try to give it. So I think that those are pretty much the qualifications, I guess, of what I blog about and what I don't. But you know, I think the balance is different for everybody. For me, I am a very open person. If I walk into a room and if I walk into a room and something is wrong, me and my husband just got into a fight, and I go to church, people in my Sunday school class are going to know that we had a fight. They're going to know that I'm angry or hurt or whatever. I tend to wear my emotions on my sleeve, so there's nothing weird or out of character for me about blogging. I guess to the honest extent that I do. So I think that as long as you stay true to your character and to your personality, that I don't think that finding a balance as far as blogging goes is particularly difficult, I guess. Because hush, zombie, come here. You want to meet zombie? Come here. Oh. Okay, here you go. It's okay. It's okay. There you go. It's okay. But yeah, I think that the balance is different for everybody. And for me, I blog about the things that I would tell my friends, and I'm very open because I kind of can't help it. So for me, there's really nothing to think about. I don't have to sit there and torment myself over what I can talk about and what I can't, or what's appropriate and what's not. Maybe I share more things than you do, so maybe I share things that for you would be inappropriate based on the type of person you are. But for me, everything I share is definitely in character for me, and I just feel like if anyone from my real life read my blog, they wouldn't be surprised by any of the things that they read. Only 4 people from my real life know about my blog, and just, I don't really know why. I just didn't feel the need to share it with them. But everything that I say are things that I would tell those 4 people. So that's how I find balance with blogging, and I hope that maybe you'll be inspired to be more true to yourself on your blog, perhaps, because people enjoy reading about real life things. I mean, I know I do. I would rather read a blog that talks about fighting and sickness and family problems and all those horrible things because it's real. I don't want to read about how wonderful your marriage is. I don't want to read about how wonderful your children are. I mean, my marriage is great some days. My dogs are great some days. My job is great some days, but that's not every day. And so I just tried to stick to that. So yeah, that's all. So thanks for listening. I'll see you next time.